Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the show. It's Happy Friday, February 2nd. We're doing a PlayStation and Xbox giveaway. It will be on Monday or Tuesday. Right now, if you're joining right now, all you got to do is subscribe and comment, and you get a chance to win an Xbox or PlayStation. It's free. We give it away right to you. We announce it on the show, and you can take a picture to prove that you got your new Xbox or PlayStation in hand. All you got to do right now is watch the show, subscribe, and comment. So here we are right now, guys. We got a lot to talk about. It's Friday. I know all of you are excited. Today we started a new thing. It's Dress Down Friday. Every time I get on here in my show, I got on a sport coat and a jacket. I'm on hot and whatever. And it just feels a little bit too much for Friday. So now I have on a V-neck shirt, and it feels really good. It feels comfortable. So what are we doing today on the hit list? You check it out right there. We got the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy, Mark Andrews, Caleb Williams, Jalen Brunson. We have the Lakers with LeBron James and also Bronny. And then we have Elon Musk. Something very interesting with him and a quote of the day to end the show. Now, let's get started. Let's roll into it. All of you first time watching, like and subscribe. Good morning to all of you in here right now as I pull it up and see, obviously, Howard, Tracy, good morning. My eyes, this is how I squint when I read the chat. So you can see this. See this? That's me squinting to see, okay? We got Andre, good morning. Dex, good morning. Laura Flowers, my mom, good morning. So good to have all of you on the show as we get started to expand. Now, let's move forward with the Super Bowl because we got a big matchup coming up, and we're going to talk about it. We got Patrick Mahomes. We got Brock Purdy, the showdown of the two quarterbacks that were pretty much the stars of the season, the people that weren't the MVP, quote unquote, because Lamar Jackson is probably going to get that award. But we're going to talk a lot today about these two quarterbacks and what they got to do to be successful in the Super Bowl. And we're going to move right into another part of this because this is what I think is the most important. Christian McCaffrey. Okay, Christian McCaffrey and Pacheco, all the eyes right now, if you ask me, outside the quarterbacks, the eyes are on them. Why? Because a lot of the NFL for years started to get away from the running game. Let's pass, bring in big-time receivers, pay big-time money. And now people are like, wait a second. Christian McCaffrey, big part of the offense, right? Pacheco, big part of the offense. Not to mention they can catch the ball, they can run the ball, they're a dynamic threat. They are great on the offense, and it's important for them to get going early. I'm looking forward to see that. The big game is going to come from the big running back in this matchup with Christian McCaffrey and Pacheco. But we cannot forget George Kittle and Travis Kelce. This is another matchup why this game is so dynamic. Okay, we got Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy. Then we got Christian McCaffrey and Pacheco. And now we have Travis Kelce and George Kittle. It's a perfect matchup for a Super Bowl. I know a lot of people are pissed off. I don't want to see them in the Super Bowl again. I don't want to see the 49ers. I don't want to see, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. But listen, this is a matchup you want to see in the Super Bowl. These two teams match up so perfectly. The only difference right now is right here. The quarterback gameplay. In no way, shape, or form can you compare Brock Purdy to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you just can't do that yet. There's no possible way. Even if Brock Purdy wins a Super Bowl, you just can't compare the two. You can give him all the accolades. He played great. He played wonderful. He's running the team. He was Mr. Irrelevant. We're going to get to that in a second, why it was so crazy about his contract and who makes a lot and who makes a little. But the most important part of this right now, and I'll break this down a little better, is Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes, when they come out and they run the offense, it can't be Brock Purdy the game manager in this game. He's going to have to be more of a game changer, get outside the pocket and make plays like Patrick Mahomes. Don't get me wrong, Brock Purdy, in the offense, I want them to win. Why? Because Mr. Irrelevant last year was really close. And this year he came in, they're like, here we go, Brock Purdy's back in action. Then they hit a slump, they hit a wall, and they were terrible. 3 games straight, upset. 3 games straight was terrible. And then he bounced back. Now they're in the Super Bowl. So let me ask you something. If you're watching right now, you can comment in the chat. Who do you got? And I've been putting this every day to see what people keep saying. We got the Chiefs or we got the 49ers. And while I do this right now, you guys can sit here. I can communicate with you guys live in the chat, which is freaking awesome. I'm going to put right here. 49ers. Make sure I got this damn thing right. 49ers or Chiefs? And you can select right now. Here we go. 49ers. Make sure my eyes are getting worse. Like, as the time goes on, it's like I'm having some, I don't know what it is. I hope it's not old age. But anyway, you can right there answer. Select it. 49ers or Chiefs. That's what we're putting right here. Again, and we're doing that until the Super Bowl starts to continue the poll and see what people think. But remember, we're giving away free Xbox and free PlayStation. So remember to like and subscribe on this and comment in the chat. We're going to do a live giveaway, and it will be next week. So let's move on, because here's the main conversation I have that I think you guys are going to like. Now, Brock Purdy, okay, and I pulled up all the facts and information. He is not even close. His paycheck, let me tell you about this. He's in the Super Bowl, okay? Probably one of the lowest paid Super Bowl quarterbacks of all time in the modern day era. I'm not talking, if you go back 100 years when quarterbacks weren't getting paid that much. I'm talking about the modern day era where people, realistically make a lot more money. Brock Purdy is making average here $985,000 a year. He's in the Super Bowl, okay? Quarterbacks are getting crazy numbers. I'm going to show you in a second. But he makes $985,000 on average a year. Last year a little bit less. This year a little bit more as it goes on before he gets his extension. Now, this number that he's being paid is supplemented by his Toyota and Alaska Airlines contract, and does all these commercials now. He's new on the scene with endorsements. Brock Purdy is now starting to get a lot of love and attention, obviously. But here's where it gets very interesting. Check this out. Now, Brock Purdy's getting $980,000 a year. He's making less than $1 million a year in his contract. And then we have Lamar Jackson, $260 million. Listen, well deserved. The guy's an animal. He's a beast. He's going to be quote-unquote MVP this year, one of the best to ever play. He's the Mike Vick of our generation. He's playing phenomenal. He deserves the money. And then Deshaun Watson, right next to him, has what? $230 million as well. So you're talking Lamar Jackson is getting $52 million a year. Brock Purdy's getting $980,000. All right, so I want to put that in perspective. I'm not saying Lamar should not get the money. What I'm saying is Brock Purdy is severely underpaid at this point. Mr. Irrelevant is probably sitting on the couch, with his wife or whatever, family, friends going, I got to get paid. And he literally, $980,000. It's like, to be in the Super Bowl. And then you see these guys, first off, Deshaun Watson's contract is ridiculous. $230 million. He's not even really on the field. Joe Flacco finished the season for the Browns, so obviously Deshaun Watson wasn't even in the game. $230 million guaranteed money went to Deshaun Watson. He's not even playing. Brock Purdy's getting $980,000. Obviously, they'll adjust his contract. But here's where I'm kind of upset for Brock Purdy right now. Lamar's well-deserved. Deshaun Watson, not so much, but he's a good quarterback, good talent. Here's where it's confusing for Brock Purdy. Why would the 49ers not reach out to him right now and say, look, we know you're severely underpaid. We didn't expect you to start in front of Trey Lance and Jimmy G. Obviously, Jimmy G's gone. Trey Lance is gone. And it's like, yeah, there was injuries happening. Brock Purdy gets his chance to play. And it's great, right? It's great. Brock Purdy's in the game. It's awesome. His family's excited. You see his parents. It's almost, listen, every time Brock Purdy throws a touchdown pass or gets a first down or runs for a first down, it's almost like Taylor Swift. They show his family, and they should. They should show his family because they're excited. His parents are happy. My son, Mr. Irrelevant, who wasn't even supposed to be in this position, last pick in the NFL draft, you guys first watching, Mr. Irrelevant is the last pick in the NFL draft. 7th round, last pick. He's in the Super Bowl. So what are they going to do for Brock Purdy? And why haven't, I'm sure they're in conversation. I'm sure they said, look, we're going to take care of you. I'm sure, they're not, Shanahan isn't over there thinking, just keep on skating by with $900,000. The point is, if you believe in your quarterback now, and this is what I'm going to talk about today, so many teams, it's so easy to just get rid of your player because the fan base is like, they're not cutting it. They got to go 2 games, 3 games. You lose 2 or 3 games, you got to go. And everybody, including myself, when Brock Purdy and the 49ers lost 3 games straight, it was like, maybe it's time. You know, Brock Purdy, maybe it's not that good. It's because the hopes and the dreams and the pressure was way too much for Brock Purdy early on. It was way too much, but he's also proven a lot of people wrong. He was severely underrated at this point. And people are like, well, he's a game manager. And listen, he's not a game changer in the sense where if somebody's not open, he's going crazy, making outlandish plays, but he is running for first downs. He does break tackles. He does do a great job of play actions. He's got Christian McCaffrey there. He hits Deebo Samuel. He hits George Kittle. I mean, the guy plays football, and it's great to watch. Now, let's not go into the game changer, but he is an amazing game manager. And you start looking at other people, Jalen Hurts. You start looking at Brock Purdy, and you start going, I don't know. And then Dak Prescott. Where does Brock Purdy fall in that conversation right now? If you're in the chat right now, is Brock Purdy better than Dak Prescott? If you're watching this, I'm going to pull it out my screen right here, right in front of me, because my eyes are terrible right now. I don't know why. But if you're watching this right now, is Brock Purdy better than Dak Prescott? Is Brock Purdy better than Jalen Hurts at this point? Right? I mean, Jalen Hurts hasn't been there that long. Brock Purdy's second season, who's better? But right now, my hat's off to Brock Purdy. I like what he's doing. I think the 49ers should go up to him, approach him, and say, look, you're making no money. Let's give you a better bonus, right? His bonus, he wins a Super Bowl, is like $140,000 or something like that. They need to go up to him and say, look, we're extending your contract right now. If you are healthy and able to play next season, you're going up to $5-6 million a year, something. Baker Mayfield's getting $40 million a year next season. So you got to do something for this man because it's a little bit crazy. We're going to move on to Mark Andrews because Mark Andrews helped save a woman on a plane. So I didn't know this, but Mark Andrews has some kind of diagnosis, apparently where he has some form of diabetes, I believe it is. So he's on the plane, and I read this. He's 30,000 feet in the air, and Mark Andrews showed he can come through in the clutch. Andrews assisted a woman who was experiencing a medical emergency during a Southwest Airlines flight from Baltimore to Phoenix. Now, it says here, Andrews, who is type 1 diabetic, provided a diabetic testing kit that led the woman to being stabilized for the rest of the flight. So Mark Andrews is on the flight, and just so happens this lady has something that he believes is similar to him, and he pulls out a diabetic testing kit, and he helps save this woman from 30,000 feet in the air, having probably a severe panic attack, having major issues and complications. Mark Andrews steps in and goes, hey, I'm type 1 diabetic. It seems like you need some sugar or something like that. And he came up, gave the testing kit, and helped this woman become a little more stable so she can enjoy the rest of her flight. And everyone else on the flight can enjoy it as well. And they can have an easier rest of that trip and land, which I thought was very interesting because he also was someone who was hurt during the season. He came back for the AFC Championship game, obviously probably not 100% against the Chiefs. They got beat, but it just shows the kind of person that Mark Andrews is. And also, that he's a warrior, he's a fighter and all that. But I didn't know he had diabetes, so hats off to him as well. Let's move on to Caleb Williams. So here's the question. This man is supposedly going to be the first pick in the draft. Here's the problem. He doesn't want to go to the Chicago Bears. He does not want to go to the Chicago Bears. He's made it very clear. His camp's made it very clear, or his team, whatever you want to call it. They said, we don't want to go to the Bears. Let me help you understand something. In this day and age, a lot of players seem to have a lot more on their mind of trying to prove or make decisions and kind of say, I'm not going there. I don't want to use the word ungrateful because that's not what I'm trying to depict here or get across for Caleb. I'm not trying to say he's ungrateful. I'm sure he's a great person. But he understands, a lot of people are talking about that the Chicago Bears just did not develop quarterbacks in the way that he thought would be good, and his team and his little corner that he's got, friends, family, trainers, that they thought, his agent, that the Bears could really get done. He doesn't want to go there and be another Justin Fields. And what he sees in Justin Fields is they're just not developing properly. Instead of Caleb going, hey, I'm better than Justin Fields and I can show up, I can get it done, bring some players in for me, he's making it very clear and obvious, please God, do not draft me to Chicago because I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to Chicago. I don't want to play there. And so it's very interesting because a lot of people, including myself, who was playing, I had an injury, I don't care what the team was called. They could have been the Chicago Gladiators. They could have been the Texas, whatever. They could have been anywhere in the country, places that I don't want to live or do want to live, and I would have been on the plane because an opportunity arises to take care of your family for the rest of your life. You're getting a sports contract, first-round pick, first-round money, and I get it. You get there, you get your first contract, but you're the first pick in the draft. You're not Brock Purdy with $900,000 a year. You're getting millions of dollars. You have millions of dollars in endorsements. At this point, it kind of doesn't matter where you go. And I get it. Being smart is one thing. But if someone's going to take a chance on you and say, hey, first pick in the draft, first off, it's a memory. You're the first pick in the NFL draft. You dreamed of this. UFC, a great organization, a great team that you're playing out in California. You're the first pick in the draft. You should be excited. You should be ecstatic. Your family should be ecstatic instead of going on Twitter and people in the team, and then you got people like Colin Cowherd who are putting it out there much larger for people to see, like, oh, he doesn't want to go there. Well, guess what? Caleb, I got news for you. You haven't proved anything in the NFL yet. I like you to, listen, great player in college football. Love watching you play college football. You haven't proved anything yet in the NFL, so why are you going to now put this out there and cause all this drama? I don't want to go to Chicago. Well, guess what? Chicago might pass on you, and you don't know how you're going to play. You might go to the next team. The next team might be terrible. Go to the Commanders. You might go somewhere we might not want to be anyway. So I'm just telling you, Caleb, be smart, be wise, go where you're wanted, and go where you're going to start and play and make a lot of money, and maybe you could be the guy that turns it around. Let's move on to Jalen Brunson, first-time All-Star selection for the Knicks. He's pumped up, and let me tell you something. The fans were rocking. Over 19,000 people stayed in the arena to watch this man's interview. Very little words, didn't say much, but when they came to him, they said, hey, how did you feel about, becoming the All-Star? How did you feel about playing so well? How do you feel about yada, yada, yada? And people are like, wow, he didn't say that much. Yeah, because he's so excited. He's a good person, and he's showing love to New York. And all these people in New York City have a lot of other places to go. They have a lot of other places to go in New York City, especially after the game. And guess what? They stayed around. And they stayed around to spend time with Jalen Brunson. And so the Knicks, let me tell you something, why this is more significant. If I'm in New York, and by the way, if you're watching for the first time, I appreciate you. Good morning to all of you on here. If you're watching, remember to subscribe and give away a free PlayStation and a free Xbox next week. So subscribe to the channel, and there's your chance to win a free Xbox. Subscribe and leave a comment for us on the video. I appreciate you as we expand our network. But back to Jalen. Listen, the New York programs, the New York organization, I'm talking the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the New York Knicks. Those are the main teams I'm talking about right now. I'm not getting into hockey right now. I'm not talking about the Yankees in baseball or the Mets. I'm talking about specifically the Knicks, the Jets, the Giants. They've been terrible for a long time. And I got to tell you something. Growing up there from Jersey, Northeast, I had a great time growing up, had a lot of fun. I will tell you this. I'm upset. I'm kind of irritated that the Giants and the Jets are that bad. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Okay, so what? Backup quarterback comes in. You know how many Brock Purdy's a backup quarterback, Tua backup quarterback, and the 49ers are in the Super Bowl. Okay, he started this year, but last year he was the third string. So now they have guys on the roster. You're like, where did this guy come from? Who is this guy? Right? And then you got the quarterback for the Giants who has like this mafia like agent who shows up on the field with like a suitcase, and he's making more money than Brock Purdy. are basically the same or more. It's just crazy. The New York Knicks, they're playing well now. Hats off to Jalen Brunson. But let me tell you something. The Jets and Giants, they better step it up because New York is falling off. I love New York. I'm from the area. I'll never forget the city. It's amazing. The concrete jungle. If you could do it there, you could do it anywhere. That's wonderful. It's great to have all that in your mind. It's wonderful. But they're playing crappy. The coaches every year, should we fire him? Should we keep him? Who are we bringing in? Who's the quarterback? Look at both teams. The Giants, know what they're doing. The Jets, who's playing? It's very confusing. Not to mention Saquon Barkley, who we'll talk about on Monday. He's going to go somewhere unless I slap the franchise tag on him. So very confusing. New York, Jalen Brunson, great job. But New York in general, we got to step it up. We got to do bigger things. Lakers. Okay, listen. The Lakers played the Boston Celtics. Okay, Boston Celtics is number one in the conference. The Lakers didn't even have their star players. Look at these two. I got to tell you. Listen, if you're in the chat right now, look at this fashionista. Who did it better right here? AD or LeBron? I mean, look, okay, listen. You're not playing in the game, I get it. Look how AD shows up. Why couldn't AD show up with a jersey on? I mean, listen, when I played football and you weren't playing, you might have to play, right? Depending on how many players you got. You kind of suit up, you get out there, you run around with the team, you put a jersey on, you put a hoodie on, you do whatever to be part of the team. These guys show up looking like they're going to some kind of event. They're sitting courtside with Jordans on. I mean, this is just hysterical. But they beat the Boston Celtics. They beat the Boston Celtics, and they didn't have their star players. And look, LeBron James and AD, you got to love these guys, right? They've been around a long time. When I look at AD, it cracks me up. He looks just like my cousin. And then I look at LeBron, I'm like, look at these two guys on the court. Hey, Dex, can you pull up? By the way, we have a new guy. Welcome our new guy to the team here. Howard is doing some stuff today. Also in the background, but Dex is a part of our show now, helping out in the back in production. So we have two guys helping with the production. Couldn't appreciate them more, and they pull up all the great graphics for us to look at and see. So LeBron James, Bronny James. Okay, let me just say this. I got the information on LeBron. I had 39 years old. They got 6 days left to the trade deadline. And people are like, now's the time to trade LeBron James. Now, yes and no. Why? Because if you trade LeBron James now, he's still balling. You're going to get a lot for LeBron James right now. If you wait too long, a year or two down the road, LeBron might be on his way out, and then you might not get as much. But here's the thing. And I said this a few weeks ago. These two players right here want to play on the same team together. LeBron wants his son, Bronny, on his team. And they're saying right now that Bronny James isn't even draftable. Like, he's going to go undrafted. And most people are like, you know what? I'll play another season. I'll go back and play another season in college basketball for USC until I am going to be a draft pick. I'm not going to be an undrafted player. But the thing is, LeBron has made it very clear he will go play anywhere for league NBA minimum if he can play with his son Bronny on his team. So anybody out there right now is like, if you get LeBron James, right, you get Bronny. Or if you flip it, hey, I'm going to target Bronny because if I get Bronny, I get LeBron for league minimum. That's the smartest thing people can do. Why? Because the franchise will grow. Everywhere LeBron goes, the media goes, the hype goes. Whether you lose games, win games, you got butts in seats. You're selling jerseys. These owners want to make money. Ticket sales, merchandise. That's how they want to do it. And my merchandise here today, like I said, it's Friday. I'm dressed down Friday, and we're giving away a free Xbox and PlayStation. And that's why I'm dressed like this today, because I want to be comfort in my own studio feeling good. But LeBron James and Bronny James have a lot to talk about, because right now, Bronny is considered someone who might not even get drafted. Okay? Very confusing. Not sure how it will work out, but I would love to see these two players on the same squad. There will be nothing Only a few people in history have ever been able to say, hey, I'm balling. This is my son. LeBron's played for the Cavs, the Heat, the Lakers. He's won all the time. He wins championships everywhere he goes. It's, I would take LeBron if I could for a league minimum and get Bronny James. Even if he's undrafted, go make that happen if I'm you. But let's move on to Elon Musk. And you guys will say, hey, Brandon, why would you have someone like Elon Musk on your program? You always talk about sports and entertainment. Why would you bring Elon Musk into this conversation? Well, I can show you why. It's pretty obvious to me, but it's kind of funny and it's kind of confusing and maybe a little scary to people. So Elon Musk, has, and let me say this correctly, has now done his first, procedure. I'm not saying him personally, but he's done his first deal here where inserts the first brain chip in a human. Okay, I said that properly. Musk has done his first little deal here where he has a brain chip in a human. Now, why is this scary? I don't know how you guys feel. If you're in the chat right now, do you like robots? I want to know what you guys think about robots kind of walking around and, Elon Musk, the Tesla is cool. All these Tesla trucks and cars and the Y, the X, it's cool. But here's the real question. Do you want robots walking around your house like the vacuum? Cool. Then people are like, oh, the vacuum has a camera on it. It's watching you all the time. I'm like, oh, are you serious? Right? Like, I didn't know that as actually true or not true. But now my vacuum goes by. I'm like, I got to make sure my clothes are on. I got to make sure, I'm not doing anything I should be doing. And, hey, move that robot. That thing is kind of weird. So that vacuum has been in my closet for a while. I'm not using that vacuum right now. But the point is, Elon Musk is inserting chips into people. And it helps them think. They make decisions faster. They make them, they're more intelligent. Do you guys think this makes sense? In the chat right now, do you think there should be robots walking around? Do you think that Elon Musk should be putting, chips in people's brains? And Brandon, why do you have this on your show today? How does this relate to sports and entertainment? Here's why. Because people can get that in their head, and it's supposed to be a microchip where you think really fast. Now, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying right now. You literally can go, oh, where do I throw the ball? Right here. Like that's what they're saying. Is this something where, and I saw this also on another show, and Pat McAfee was talking about it too. How do you now depict who's your quarterback? The people like Brock Purdy, the people like Patrick Mahomes, the people, in the Super Bowl and playoffs and are making those decisions on the fly really quick, bang, bang, right? They're doing it because they have this natural, God-given ability that's special, and they're getting paid for it. And you got Elon Musk, who shows up and goes, hey, here's a microchip. You're like, oh, shit, great. It's good for school, right? When did, what were the 3 ships or the boats that, Christopher Columbus had? The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Marina. You don't got to think about it. Bang, he's going to put that in your mind like a computer. So, to me, is it cool from a perspective? It's kind of cool, right? But then it's like, well, excuse me, I'm a little scared right now because I don't know what's going on. What are they really doing right now? And why do I want a robot walk around my house? But needless to say, in sports, I'm not sure that that's a good thing. To have a bunch of players running around, have the referee like, oh, what was that? Flag, what was that? Oh, first down. They're not going to think about it, right? It's like a program, and I don't know if it really works like that, but that's what they're saying, that it's going to make you think so fast. First down, how many yards? 15. Like, you don't have to think about it. So in my mind, it's a little scary. Make people think a way they might not humanly think or not think on their own. And that's where I'm going with that. Elon Musk, again, to see the picture of it, is a Neuralink. It's cool. A little scary, like I just said, a little scary. I'm not sure that that's what I would want to have implanted in my head, but pretty cool. So let's move on to what we do every single day now. We have our quote. And our quote of the day today, and I'll read it to you for all of you watching. Remember to like and subscribe right now and like for this quote. I think it's important for all of you watching. And in the chat right now, Tracy, good morning to you as well. So good to have you, and I love what you said. Let me see. And Brittany said he's claimed that it can cure diseases. Oh, wow. That's pretty nuts. Good morning, Brenda. What do you think about the microchip in your mind, in your brain? Would you put that in your head? Literally, would you do that? And here's the quote. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And that's from Wayne Gretzky. And he played hockey, and he said this, and I love this quote, and other people have used this, and now I'm using it, and I'm stealing it from my program. Again, you miss 100% of the shot you don't take. So if you're watching this right now, how does this relate to you? How does this relate to you? I know how it relates to me because I get on here every single day. And if you know a little history on me, I played football. I played sports. I had a lot of accolades. It was great. And you know what? You got to think outside the box sometimes. It doesn't always work out for you. When I played football, I thought I'd never have to work again. I thought I'd go to the NFL. Everyone's dream is great. I got there. I had a knee injury, and now I'm not playing football anymore. So it didn't pave my way for my entire future like I expected to do. So guess what I'm doing now? I'm taking another shot. I'm taking another shot with you guys on here watching this live. And yeah, I have opportunities and networks have reached out and have offered me deals. But guess what? I'm not going and jumping on those panels just to stand up there and talk on their program. I'm taking a shot on myself to be successful. And I thank all of you for coming in here and watching this every day. Everyone that's in here right now, I promise you, as I move forward and this grows, you will be taken care of very handsomely as well. And I won't forget anybody that comes in here every single day that comments and enjoys the program and gives their feedback, because I promise you, very shortly, there's gonna be a lot of people on this show and on this program, and I won't forget you. And I actually take a screenshot of the people that are in here on a daily basis. So the people that are commenting and liking and subscribing, I appreciate you more than you know. And this message is for you. It's for me, it's for my family as well, and hopefully it's all of you. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you're thinking about doing something right now and you got something at home going on, get to what you got to do. Pay your bills. Work that job you don't like. Pay your bills. But every day, do that one little thing you need to do to get closer to your fun, to your goals. When I say fun and goals, because that's what you want to do to make money in long term, what you love to do. I promise you, it's going to feel a lot better in your life as it does in mine. And this is what I'm doing in my direction. I thank all of you for watching the program today. I've been excited to come on here every single day. I'm going to continue doing this every single day, 10 to 11 a.m. every single morning Eastern time. And sometimes I jump off a little bit early. And the reason is because as we have our guests live on the show, and they're all scheduled, as they come on, they're going to come on and I'm going to spend a little time with them in the beginning of the show and as they call in, and that will push us to 11 o'clock every single day. I thank all of you for watching the program. It's been great to have you, and I will see you Monday. Have an awesome weekend. I look forward to seeing you guys every single day, 10 a.m. All of you in here right now, hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate you, and join the Mason Mob at the top of the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and until next time.